And what a day and what a way to start a new month of November. Hello and welcome. A beautiful day. The first day of the month of November. The year is still 2021. Less than 65 days before we enter into the new year. But the sporting activities are still ongoing. This week took place and we're going to wrap it up in the next hour or so. And of course, for joining us, this is a beautiful evening. Touch us on every occasion that you get through our different platforms. It could be on your school channel at home, YouTube, we're live, and of course on different social media platforms. Otherwise, it's going to be a very bumper show. We know that next month, the Kingdom of Lesotho will be hosting the Region 5 Games, Under 17 Region 5 Games. The Kingdom of Eswatini, as you can see on the screen, of course, will be having representatives that will be heading to Lesotho at the age of under 17, under the category of athletics. Talk about boxing, swimming, football, volleyball, and taekwondo. 75 athletes will be representing the country in Maseru come from the 3rd of December up to the 13th of December next month. Otherwise, we'll touch on that. And then our attention, of course, will be shifted to the Ngwene constituency over the weekend. The Shugumak program was headed there after quite some time in the absence. This was the outcome of the residents from Ngwene constituency. Of course, different sporting cause. Talk about table tennis, talk about Paralympic, for techball, para-techball, one should say so. Techball, of course, doing new things in town. They also have a moment for people living with disability. Boxing, cricket, and other sporting cause. Of course, all the attention, of course, in the presence of the Honorable Minister Harris Matseburunga at the in Ngwene constituency. We also touch on that. Otherwise, talk about Eswatini Royal Insurance Corporation monthly mark. Talk about one of the key players on his return all the way from the Republic of South Africa, our own and brewed and raised professional golfer Jamie Pennington came and took the trophy and raised it. We saw the post earlier on social media where he thanked the organizers and everyone in the kingdom for attending that tournament. Of course, there's also an eye-catchy moment for that tournament where the youngest Mongi Masuku, of course, made the headlines also over the weekend. We'll also touch on that and look at how this young man was the eye-catching over the weekend during the October monthly mark that was played over the weekend. That is going to be here live on Eswatini TV. I'm not alone, of course. I'm in the company of our in-house analyst. He did all he could over the weekend to make sure that he has done enough research for you at home and to satisfy and to meet you at the point of your need. He's our expert in the house. He's experienced 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, over here telling everyone about sport, what he does for living. It's telling you about sport.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a viewer at home.
Yes.
Ngibukela Temidlalo, ngiva le introduction, ngiva ukuthi le hlelo tabel percent, but ngitithoba lokukhula ngivusela wona ama loyal viewers ekhaya.
The loyal viewers, the one that you're saving, the one that you spend sleepless night checkera ukuthi kuhamba njani. Over the weekend singasho ukuthi it was quite interesting. Busy nangucheka Saturday Sunday bungalala bucheka ukuthi kuhamba njani.
Yeah, Fabrice, impilo leyo lekumele ukuthi ema loyal viewers sathi ukuthi sibatholela the best Saturday kwacala Saturday nasicala khona eMavuso Sports Center lapho khona bekunama preparation games azone 5 siyakhumbula ukuthi njengoba soshilo ukuthi next month bese ngikhohliwe ke mina ukuthi seng next month bese lo sithi December but seng next month bataya balidwa nguye Amuzi Mabuza lo taba ang head coach the 10 athletes because siyathi ukuthi athletics part of lama associations la hambisa abamvu kuya khona kuma zone 5. So ngeweekend bekunalama games lawo ekulungiselela letingijimi letincane letiya khona eLesotho. Bebagatsile ke Fabrice bagatse ukuthi utaba ne team leqhamuka eMozambique. Akendeki ke lokho Fabrice ukuthi ibe khona le team leqhamuka eMozambique. Lengicabanga ukuthi kubalimete because ngilapho bebate geja khona ukuthi sebakusiphi isigaba sebakiphi i-level, but ushilo ke Thoba Mazibuko long mabhalane kule nhlangano Athletics Association ukuthi next time naba because isetaba khona lenye lamanye ama games elungiselela itabe ikhona i-team yaseMaputo.
All right, talk about preparations now. We touched on Dlamini. We've got 6 representatives. We've got athletics, boxing, swimming, taekwondo, volleyball, and football. Now they are in different camps, but this specifically, this was for athletics. I mean, I'm defending them, but as you can see on the screens, I just saw 2 girls running. You can tell they're under 17. There's no problem. But when we talk about 75 athletes, maybe someone was confused and asked me to say 75. I meant all the sporting codes, swimming everywhere. But are we sure that in all sporting codes, Lamin, we are following the instruction? Are we making sure that we're sending athletes that are under 17, even in football? The same question I asked during a press conference, Sport Council, to say we had an incident, remember, where we sent a team that was above 18, and it was an embarrassment to the country. This girl, she's running. There's no doubt she's under 18. But in other sporting codes, are we respecting the terms and conditions? I heard the whole aspect, Master would see a birth certificate, Bible, I would see where you were born. But there are experts that is 18 or under 18. To you, athletics so far,
Nangbuka Fabrice, I'm happy ngendlela i-Athletics Association le ndanga yotinto. In fact, nawubukela lama preparation cishe konke lama associations, uyabona ukuthi athletics mantombazana lawa yagijima i-200 meters, Sibusisiwe Mabuza again, waphinza wadominate, and sasho ukuthi Sibusisiwe Mabuza ngumfana Muzi Mabuza, the coach.
Yes.
So ngicabanga ukuthi ubusisekile yena Muzi ukuthi angaba nemfana angacoacha something bese so phinze imfana wakhe uyadominate. So ngicabanga ukuthi this boy from Mhlangano kule team yasenhlangano, because eshiselweni kunanye i-team yeMatubane, he's from Mhlangano. What a star, because ngiko lesihlale sikusho ukuthi labamfana labancane asibakhuthateni bende kahle bese sesiyabanika international exposure, bayakwenda ke lokhu kuma athletics lona kuqhamuka kuMazini Athletics Club, le team yakhe Mabuza le twahamba na coach wakhe. Bengikhuluma ngema preparations Fabrice ukuthi I'm happy ngendlela i-Athletics Association lelungiselela ngayo lama zone 5 games, because bona nawubuka kahle ukuthi cishe ngibo laba more active ku onke lama associations
litsemba lelive kahle kahle
likubo.
There have it. Athletic Association is doing the most in preparations for the Region 5 Youth Games. We can see on the screens, pictures are not lying. The kids that were saying there's no Swaziport. Swaziport is way above 18.
In fact, sorry go khatha Fabrice, ngajabula ukuthi Swaziport ngimbone on Saturday alapha kuma stands atokuthata bamfana labancane sithinje kudos kuye le spirit sokuthi ahambe akhuthate bantwana siyasijabulela.
All right. In the absence, of course, of the invitation for Mozambique that missed the big occasion, athletics, of course, went on to prepare with their daily activities in preparations for the Region 5. Now, we have to wait until maybe in the less than 2 or 3 weeks to see if Mozambique, that will also be part of the Region 5, will be taking part of their preparations with Eswatini, of course, having failed to meet that invitation over the weekend. Otherwise, a thumbs up, of course, for the Athletic Association of Eswatini for those preparations. We keep encouraging you. And other sporting codes, the remaining 5 that are representing us in Region 5 this coming December, they should also do the most. Now, the attention now is going to be shifted in Ngwene constituency, where over the weekend, in the company of our crew team was, of course, down there to see how the Sport Council was doing the most to encourage people from different constituencies. Remember, the Shuguma program was a program initiated by the Minister of Sports in collaboration with the Minister of Health and Sport Council to encourage Eswatini to keep active and keep health. So in visiting different constituencies over the weekend, of course, Sport Council, the Minister of Sports, they were down there in Ngwene constituency, where over the weekend, I would say, different sporting codes, talk about your cricket, boxing, talk about pool and other sporting codes, without forgetting para-techball. Techball, of course, doing the most to support people living with disability. Before I give a chance to Mr. Dlamini to give us what was happening over the weekend and give us what he saw, take a look at this. If you missed the occasion, if you couldn't find the time and be there, take a look at this. In the presence, of course, of Bolonga.
Angisho nje ukuthi kuyintokoto lenkulu egameni lahulumende weNgwenyama ukuthi namhla sihlangane la nani sive saseNgwene lapho khona sithe ukhuthata kushukumisa umtimba shukuma Eswatini lihlelo lolukhulu lolu ingcenye wetinhlelo letinengi telitiko lapho khona sikhuthata sive sawe eMaswati kokuthi sigweme ukugula kungaba kugula lokuhlasela umhlaba nyalo lokwe COVID-19 kungaba kugula losihlala siphila nako nje lokukhona emkhathini wethu lokufaka ekhathi boshukela lokufaka ekhathi imidlavuza lokufaka ekhathi nje tonke inhlobo tekugula lesingaticabanga kokuthi thina sithi asibambise belitiko letempilo ngekuthi sikhuthade ukuthi abantu abaphile impilo lehlandekile impilo yekushukuma lesethemba ukuthi itawucinisa umtimba ngokuthi umuntu angathikhanzi sekuchakela tifo emtimbeni wakhe ukhanza ukuthi nahulumende sowudonsa kamatima ukuthi wonke umuntu la eSwatini uvukela emtholampilo noma esibhedlela ngokuthi khona la sabonya khona so sitokhuthata lokho nje ukuthi sive saseNgwene naso asijoyine lehlelo salicala kadzeni setinengi letinkundla lesitivakashele solo sifike sishumayela live linye ukuthi shukumisa umtimba utawunciphisa kuchakela kwetifo kuwo lo mtimba wakho sikholelwa ukuthi kulokushukumisa umtimba kungambambisa uhulumende ekunciphiseni tindleko tekuthi elaphe sive seMaswati kulokushukumisa umtimba sikholelwa futhi ukuthi kutatibambisa tinkampani kukubambise nawe noma ngabe ungusomabhizinisi lotisebentako kokuthi ube nemkhicito losetulu ngoba umtimba wakho uhlala uhlambulukile kude ukuthi sowuthatha emalanga ukuthi usalele phasi noma uye esibhedlela noma kunjani so sikhuthata lokho nje kakhulu lephinze sikwende sitowufundzisa emimangweni etinkundleni ngemidlalo lehlukahlukene nibonile ukuthi site netinhlangothi temidlalo lehlukene sinabo bematubane sinabo bemidlalo lefana nabo cricket bo boxing bo darts bo pool bo table tennis naleminye leminengi sitawubuka lokho ukuthi bantu baseNgwene bathanza miphi imidlalo leyo lesitawubona ukuthi ninentshisekelo lenengi ukuthi nidlale sitabese sesiyalandzelela ngehlelo lethu la ka Sports Council ukuthi labo bantu labasha sibakhuthate sibasite lokuthi batilolonge bagcine leyo mdlalo lowo kusukume emaqembu lamakhulu lesingagcine maybe siwajoyinisa nakulama leagues lakhona lathecithisa ka eveni laseSwatini siphindze sibonge lokho ukuthi banengi bantwana la labafuna kusitshengisa amakhono abo nathi sitawenda taba itonke letsemandleni ethu ukuthi sibabambise lawo mathalenta abo siwanakekele azafika esigabeni sekuthi sebangagcina ngalinyela ngabalimelela lelive noma selichuthelana nalamanye ngaphandle nibonile ukuthi asahambi nje sengishukuma kokuthi sikhuluma ekushukumisa umtimba kuphela sikhuthata nekugcina emasiko elive ngiko shukuma sesimhambisa nekuthi sibe nemicuthelwano ngatotona temasiko sibonile ingadla sabona sibhaca sabona nelithango nalo lesijabulisa ngisathi awumemetela nje imphumela ukuthi kuhlabene bobani kepha ke lokumcoka kithi akusiko lemihlomelo lesiniketa yona sijabuliswa ngilokuthi sibone emasiko elive agcineka athuthukisa kuyasijabulisa nje kubona ukuthi la Ngwene yinengi insha lekho lesenentshisekelo lenkulu ukuthi igcine buve bayo buve beMaswati ngiyo lamasiko lesiwabonile sajabula sathokota la siwabona siyakhuthata nje nalabanye labe basenga timbanza kanye nawo ukuthi abasonzele emasiko ngona atshengisa ukuthi singeMaswati sehluke ngani kulamanye emave lakhona emhlabeni nekunxusa nje lensha ukuthi igweme kuphambuka kanze ukuthi mhlambe sebangenela imikhuba lengasiyo lekungafanele ukuthi ngabe bathi imbandzakanya nawo kungaba imikhuba yekuthi mhlambe abasalaleli batali sekulahleka inhlonipho abasalaleli nabaphathi bemango abasalaleli nebaholi belive siyakhuta nje ukuthi lo mkhuhlane lo ungazingeni isimaswati satiwa njengelive lelihloniphako lelilalelako lelekhutekako nangabe mhlambe khona la sekubona ngathi abantu labadzala babona ngathi siyaphambuka khona sizasikhuthathe lo moya lo nje ukuthi asichubeke sihambise embili inhlonipho ngiyo lento asiphumelelisa simaswati.
Sports, Harris Bulung, of course, addressing residents of the Ngwene constituents over the weekend. The Shuguma program, like I said, in conjunction, of course, with the Ministry of Health and Sport Council to encourage Eswatini to keep active and fight different diseases. Of course, maybe before we got into what the minister was saying, Master, different sporting codes were played over the weekend. Naubuga boxing. We have always wanted to see, can some of these sporting codes be taken as far as regional level? We saw cricket, Sibonile, table tennis. Table tennis, after some time facing suspension, they are back. Different sporting codes. I could see what to you it meant. But now look at the bigger picture. Not only are we encouraging Amaswati to see they keep active, but it is also the introduction of sport. Kulabanye bantu sebesicabanga ukuthi nabo talent banalo.
Fabrice ngithi ngeweekend mangibuka the different lama sports ngekwehlukana ngiyathi ukuthi ishukuma kahle kahle bekuthiwa nje kuyokhuthaza abamvu ukuthi bashukume but ngithi engcondweni yami why i-Ministry of Sports na Sports Council banga invest kuma sports lokhu kungentiwa ezishukuma nje kuthiwa emaswati must just keep fit no ase kuzama ukuthuthukiswa le sport if angibekise nje ukuthi every week noma every weekend kuyodlalwa enkweni the different sports kuyodlalwa pool kuyodlalwa sibhakela kuyodlalwa cricket kuyodlalwa i-techball kuyodlalwa ama-darts kuyodlalwa i-rugby onke lama sports lawo ngeweekend kuyodlalwa ukuthi banganani labantwana labanga benefit banganani bamvu labanga benefit kulawo ma sports lawo but ngicabanga ukuthi kusadzinga ukuthi bake bahlale phansi njengoba ngishilo ukuthi sports Ministry of Sports na Sports Council bake babuke iway forward because lokhu kungasebenta as a weapon yek develop a sport in the country.
I'm looking at some of the sporting codes. Pool, for instance, I think, Master, what you're elaborating, you want to say ngibekise nje ukuthi Ngwene bagood nasikhuluma ngekukhetha abadlali beathletics siyathi ukuthi inkundla yaseNgwene vele siphila ngayo. Nasikhuluma ngaMatsanjeni North sathi ukuthi cha abadlali berugby vele laba kahle bacamuka eMatsanjeni North. So in that we're developing but taking from different sporting codes. But did you see the talent there?
Kakhulu Fabrice nawubuka ukuthi bamvu angibekise nje pool kunengcomvo ukuthi bamvu ipool idlalelwa kuleti indzawo leto angibekise icricket how I wish Fabrice how I wish ngalithola talent lekuthi nje ngidlala ngifanekise kudlala icricket kuna umnyaka nanya wanaba bantwana nabaya imagine ukuthi ngabe nguphi Fabrice mhlambe ngangidlala i-T20 World Cup who knows uyabona so ngicabanga ukuthi this opportunity
yes
iyohlala edingcondweni talabantwana impilo yabo yonke kuthi mina icricket ngake ngayidlala ngisesemncane asho lo shukuma imagine ke if laba icricket labantwana laba icricket bebayidlala every week.
And of course, one would want to mention that this came at the right time, of course, where, government, of course, of the Kingdom of Eswatini open almost to different sporting codes. But one would say, let's not forget to mention culture, Master. Culture also plays a key aspect. Nasikhuluma ngetindzawo Temidlalo, but culture also on the day was present, and singakhohlwa ukuthi culture also defines who we are as Emaswati and people at large. Present on the day, look at the beautiful, of course, demonstration by the culture activities on the day. Logo Master kuyidlala inzima lenganani ukuthi even though they're just doing it to display it for fun, but it was a competition. They were competing. So you don't have to say, I'm not good in sport, but you are good in culture, use culture. They were competing. Look at the performance.
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi sinendlela lehlukile yekubonakala nje ukuthi laba maswati kukabili kunengadla kunesibhaqa lokugidwa bobabe nabomake lengicabanga ukuthi njoba usho bekungasiyo nje ukuthi batele nje kutogitsa bebagitsa but bekuyi competition bebatwinela labe bawina ke Fabrice bebathola imali lenganga 1000 emalangeni kungala culture. So ngicabanga ukuthi nale motivation yekusibamvu still nakhona ngishukuma because kugitsa uyashukumisa
umtimba at the end of the day.
Yena umhlonishwa minister of sports bekahlomelisa bona labo bawinile bahambi phambili kuyo iculture.
Yes, I can see the president of course, Temidlalo, the CEO of Arts and Culture, Eswatini Arts and Culture CEO Temidlalo, also in the presence, of course, with the mic, minister, of course, awarding the winners. The excitement, I mean, this is what you want, because you never know in the next 5 years who these little girls are going to be. They could take the culture to the next level. Same goes to this young man.
Yeah, ngile ngikhuluma Fabrice ukuthi uma ukhuluma ngemotivation, ngicabanga motivation iletha lokunengi because lapho sokhuluma ngalabo imali leti motivator vele umuntu noma ngabe lento into ayithanza but imali yamotivate umuntu.
Wow, beautiful stuff. And of course, this also had to be mentioned. Remember, when you talk about sports, it's Minister of Sports, Youth, being young, and culture affairs. That's culture being involved in the aspect now. And of course, present on the day were different sporting codes. We talked about rugby that we saw on the picture. What are they saying about their rugby in their constituency? And of course, the leadership of MP, Mr. Nhlego. No, talk about cricket. Talk about, pool. Talk about table tennis. All those sporting codes were present on the day, and they have something to share about their feeling and where they think the sport should be conducted after this.
Coach Mbengombendulo, we are here to represent boxing Eswatini. We brought the youth, especially those that will be going to Lesotho in the Zone 5, Region 5 by December. They've just come to demonstrate and also to take a practice to showcase what are we having. And it's a pride for us to also show you a girl child doing boxing. And it has been quite some time now not having a girl child representing Eswatini in boxing. But now we felt that we do not have to do it again. Let us not leave the girl child behind. Let us involve them in boxing. These are our children. They've got talent. And 2 weeks back we were in Eastern Cape, and they did show us that they can do it. They were fighting for the very first time outside the country, but they were able to come back with a silver medal. And they fought up until the last round. So here at Ngwene, we have come to show you good people that in boxing, yes, we can do it. We've got a girl child. I've only brought the youth. And it is encouraging to see the young ones coming up in their numbers to participate in sport, because yes, sport is for all and sport does unite people. So we are so much grateful, and we're asking everybody to come. It's a pity that I do not see a whole year whereby maybe a training facility, but maybe in due time there will be one in this area. But for us in Manzini, Mbabane corridors, we do have training facilities. Some are charging, some are not charging. We at Zebra Force and Correctional, we are not charging for now. But boxing, it is expensive. The outfit and the time, it's one of the safest sports, but it's a challenge. It looks like boxing is for those that are earning millions in terms of money, but we are playing for the love of the sport. Otherwise, I would say, let me take this opportunity to invite all parents, please release your children, bring them unto us, we will take good care of them. Boxing is very safe. We do apply the COVID-19 rules and regulations. We try by all means. so that at the end of the day, the child is safe back home, and so that tomorrow we can have the child again. Thank you so much.
Siyabonga mnethu kumcwa kakhulu ukuthi sibe lana nathi se Cricket Association ngenzaba yokuthi vele nasikhuluma ndzaba ka development. It's one of the most important things the stand ako seli board la ka cricket. Ukuthi sihambe siyofuna ama teams sakhe ama teams etigodzi ntonke lesinato la eSwatini. So kuba kwethu la ngweni namhla sidlalisa nabantwana labancane sitama lokwakha nje ukuthi bawuthandze lo mdlalo babone ukuthi nabo bangawudlala lotawuthi nangabe batawuchubeka bafise lokudlala sibasite ngekuthi siba provide ngama equipments nangabe coaching. So njengoba sicalile nje silana vele kungumgomo wethu ukuthi sihambe tonke letigodzi ukuthi sitame ukudevelopa lo mdlalo we cricket. Lokho kumcwa kakhulu mnethu ukuthi kube ngilaba labancane ngoba icricket njengema sports onke iyaye ibe lula lokuthi uyicale usasemncane uyijwayele ukhule ngalama levels ayo ugcine sofike esigabeni sabo national team level. So lokho nje bayicale babancane bathole ithuba labanye labangalitholi ukuthi bayicale sebabadzala kwanza ukuthi nalele indlela yokudevelopa le skills sabo sesiba limited ngoba sesincane lesikhathi labadlala ngaso. So kulabantwana isikhathi labatawudlala kiso siningi kakhulu ngoba na ubuka nje lana iminyaka yabo banabo 8 or 7 bacala ku primisha ke badlali baka cricket nabanabo 18 shows ngakhanza ukuthi lo mntwana sonabo 10 years solo atlolonga acecesha leli khono lakhe lanalo kanti ukuthi vele sitawugcina sesikhipha nathi tilwane letawukhona kumelela live lobe kahle ukuthi already bese sinawo amacembu lamanye etigodzini njengakhona la ishiselweni naleli bonjeni ledulu bolo mahash but bekungilama female team nakhona indzaba yaqala ngalendlela le. So lana nje kusikhombisa ukuthi i road map le kahle ukuthi nasicala kaso vele in no time sitawube sinawo lama teams ngoba nje ngakujabulisa ukuthi sibe ne team yaseNgweni kube nemfana waseNgweni lotawuhamba omelela live kuma events aka ICC lamakhulu njengoba ukhuluma ngale tournament ababuya kiyo eRwanda nalapho kulesikufisile ukuthi kube ngilabantwana bakithi bemaswati labakhona lokuyomelela le live kungabe ukuthi ngile bangani bethu bechamuka ngephandle. So lokutalana vele nama teams siyafuna lokwakha nasibakhilela ama teams ngilapho lesitawukhona khona ukuthi laba selector ba select national team basebenzise lama teams lawo. Ama activities sinawo lamaningi kakhulu especially eofficeini la ka development. Nyalo sifuna kuvakashela tikolo lapho sitawufike sente khona lokulezikwenda namhla sifundise abantwana umdlalo we cricket siphinde siceceshe nabo tishela ukuthi bakhona ukusikhochela labantwana nangabe thina sesifikile sayibeka leyo nangu leyo road map then bachubeke bona kube ngibo laba bakhochako noma sesingekho thina sesikhashana lokusho kona ukuthi nyalo ama challenges kube ngilokuvala kwetikolwa nalomkhuhlane lomkhulu we covid otherwise ngabe kathi vele sicalile leyo lokuthi sivakashele letikolo tonke letigodzi letikhona sende yona le development of cricket from the grassroots njengoba bobekile.
Inhloso yethu lenkulu lokuthi sibe khona lana ngiko lokho one lokuthi sivuse ishiselo ibe active kapholi kwesibili nalokuthi le pool isabalale ingene lamakhaya ngoma sikukathiwa ukuthi umdlalo wasesilungwini kakhulu kade wasemadolobheni namakhaya nakulapha challenge lenkulu engiyibonako lana kude ematafula around la Bongweni kushona phansi shona phansi endathi nawubheka bosidrokotho itafula lelikhona njena lisesidrokotho le ka railway so nakahlathi kude lenye indawo kunetafula nabantwana babona ukuthi umdlalo lo laba uthakaselako banaso lesifundo sifiso ukufundza umdlalo lesitimisele ngakwenda nyalo ukonvena umhlangano nama leadership because kulukhulu ngala ishiselweni kusede nalokuthi ukhanze ukuthi badlala kumbe bang10 noma bang5 safuna sihlale phansi nabaningi athi balama game room kubatshela lokuthi yini umqoko abalendo lokuhlanganisa labantwana ukuthi badlale nalabantu kuleyo nzawo baze bakhona lokunakuzana kungabi business kuphela nje ukuthi le society nayo kube khona le day nabo ukuvikela lekuqala bona kusinika nje ukuthi asesiye etikolweni sihlangane nabo sports teacher nabo head teachers sikhulumisane lamatafula abe khona nalati etikolweni ngoba abantwana bakhombisa sibawutsandza lo mdlalo batawukhula bawathi ngoba kuhle lokuthi aqale at an early age lokudlala ukuze atoba i-professional kahle akhule ngawo.
Fa i-table tennis iyazama kubuyela to kule rhythm besibambile ekuqaleni. Siyacabanga ukuthi lapha nje sitowenda i-awareness yokuthi what is table tennis all about kubantu baseNkwene. Sibonga i-mother body yethu yokuthi is invited to be part of this occasion because sisema grassroots level. Siyacabanga lo ukuthi ngalolu hlelo lolu intabo sisita ukuthi abantu eveni bathi ukuthi table tennis yini. Sijabula kakhulu nasibona abantwana msakade ngoba vele itawusala kibo kusasa le table tennis. So nabayibona nyalo mhlambe labanye babo batayitsanza msakade. Sicabanga ukuthi ngalokuthi sise development sitawuphinde sibuye kweNkwene sitowenda i-follow up siphinde sibone ukuthi bayachubeka yini nekudlala i-table tennis emsakade.
Ngithi si-tech ball Eswatini Federation kumcoka kakhulu ukuthi sivakashele tindzawo njengaseNkwene la eshiselweni sihambisane neshukuma Eswatini ngalokuthi i-tech ball njengalama ema sports avame kuba lemadolobheni bamfu bacabanga ukuthi sport sasedolobheni but masilana njenganamuhla silethe i-tech 1 ne-tech light kulamatafula sitekutotshengisa bamfu ukuthi i-tech ball ungayidlala noma nganguphi and ingadlalwa noma ngangibani. Si-tech ball sifise kakhulu ukuthi si-develop from i-grassroots level sibe ne-development kungabi njengithi bogogo lasebagugile kuphela lesidlalako i-tech ball but icale bamfaneni labancane ukhona nje umfana lalothi una 4 so sifisile lokuthi kuqale usemncane kakhulu lokuthi udlala i-tech ball utayijwayela kumcoka ngalokuthi short i-tech ball itawuchubeka ibe sport lesikhulako mangabe si-investor isikhathi nema-resources kulaba bamfana labancane at grassroots level so si-tech ball sifisile kuchubeka sijabule kakhulu nje loku sekutawujova nebamfana labancane ukuthi laba under 18 because short sesitawukhona loku wenda ama-activations sikhone naloku recruiter labamfana labancane ukuthi bete batayizama le-tech ball loku sebagomele against i-COVID-19. I-tech ball inehlangothi laka-paratech ball iqalwe yi-FITEC lo Federation International Federation of Tech Ball le-Hungary ngamachi yavusa i-paratech ball lena ke yi-tech ball ledlalwa bamfu labakhubatekile so nathi lakhaya kuthi tenge kusungulwa i-Paralympic Committee yala Swatini nathi sathi neke sisalele emuva nathi bakhona bamfu labafuna ukuyidlala i-tech ball lesinabo laba interested kakhulu labane lisasasa lelikhulu lekudlala i-tech ball one of them ngengilaba lesimbonako nje lamva kwami Oscar ungumdlali vele lotimisele ngale tech ball kakhulu so i-paratech ball sifisile nayo ukuthi ikhule njengale tech ball kwayona sitikhanze sikuma Paralympics lalandzelako in the same way last trainela khona ukuthi siye kuboma Olympic Games lalandzelako.
Quite impressive, quite, of course, something that we should put our hands and clap hands for this Tech Ball Association. If you know the Sustainable Development Goals by, of course, the United Nations, you have to understand that goal number 3 touches on the, fitness and wellness, of course, without forgetting people living with disability. I mean, ndakuthatha ngifaka ku spotlight kwanyaro ukuthi njengenhlangano ye Tech Ball, you're one of the coaches. now the idea came at the right time, but how is it going to be maybe quite difficult to be able ukuthi nibathola abantu labo labaphila nokukhubazeka bafisile kudlala lo mdlalo?
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi kwekucala imvo lecinga ukuthi siyilungise ukuthi sicabanga ukuthi bamvu labakhubateka abasiko able ukuthi bangenda something.
Yes.
Yet they are able.
Yes.
Because look at Oscar. Look at Oscar. Uyadlala futhi Fabrice I'm sure ukuthi angadlala ngcono kunawe because ngeke ngakubukela uyidlala. Angadlala ngcono kunawe. So ngicabanga ukuthi kulathi ingconveni nekunika ke Fabrice ema opportunities kubamvu labakhubatekile singasho in fact incumbi emakhaya uthola ukuthi umuntu lokhubatekile athi ufuna kodlala bamncabele bamalele which is wrong. Nika umuntu wonke lithuba lokuthi ayendeleni. I'm happy nje ngokuthi finally iyona iFitech lokuyi inhlangano lengame lomdlalo weTechball emhlabeni introduce lelihlelo ngamaji then iTechball Eswatini nayo bese iyalandzela. Ngicabanga ukuthi indvo leto lekugcina ukuthi onke lama associations abanike bamvu labakhubatekile ama chance ngekulingana.
Nibacoshe phela bogogo nabomkhulu. Sive ukuthi kuhlala bogogo nabomkhulu.
Man ke Fabrice it's ke iFitech iTechball idlalwa ngonke umuntu ugugile umncane unganani ulibhungu njengawe noma ukhubatekile uvumelekile lokuthi uyidlale iTechball. So bogogo even noma ngabe una 60 Fabrice now uva ngathi iTechball ungayidlala nalo sekhanje nayativa ukuthi no uyathi mina le sport lesingazidlala umthetho kaFitech lokuyinhlangano engamele iTechball emhlabeni uyavuma.
The emphasis by himself, Techball coach, head coach, I should say so. Nasingabe sikhuluma ukuthi likhetho lesive le Techball liyaphuma nangu head coach. Shokusi lona uhambe emhlabeni na compete namunye coach. Now, Oscar Masilela is one of the new para Techball athlete, of course. What does he think about the sport and what are the excitements since he joined the sport? This is Oscar Masilela expressing himself.
Oh, iTechball kimi ngikhanza ngathi umdlalo lolula cause ungadlala noma ngubani noma ungugogo noma ungumkhulu noma umncane noma abukhobetekile ungayidlala iTechball cause akusiko lonkhadi kangako ukuthi maybe ngesokhona kuyidlala akudingeke amandla langakanani. iTechball nje ilula kakhulu. Lengakusho nje ukuthi ngiba encourage nabo ukuthi nabo they can play bangasenta khona sports nabo labangadenda like njengeTechball cause emuva bebede sports labangadlala but now sekhona iTechball and ilula ayidzinge ukuthi uzoyofunza kuphi kulula nje kudlala nabalabala akayidlala. Iso sami ngifisile futhi ngiyakhona kodlala ama Olympics nje makabuya bengikhona khona ngiyodlala cause info uze uyati kakhulu ufike la ufuna kufika khona ngofuna ujime is the best key ke lapho nami ngifuna kufika ke lapho. I want to be one of them la kangwane the best abadlala iTechball.
Beautiful stuff. Words of encouragement and words of excitement, of course, from Oscar Masilela, one of ball athlete. Now, moving on, talk about sporting cause that were active over the weekend, away from the Shuguma program that was held in Gwene constituency. Now, we rush to Ngonyeni Golf Club, where it was another field day, of course, where under the Eswatini Reinsurance Corporation, our international one that we've raised in the kingdom that is now competing at the highest. Jamie Pennington is back. He was back in the country to compete with the best, of course, under the tournament of the reinsurance that is for both professional golfers and amateurs. So it was a beautiful day, as we can see. I mean, we've talked about one of the for sporting course that is so far organized, and golf is amongst them. Now, a player like a golfer like Pennington leaving the Republic Republic of South Africa, where the tournaments are quite exciting and packed, and just to come and participate in a tournament like this, where I would say it's a beautiful thing, because the title sponsor of the tournament, they happen to be also, they sponsor him. So it means a lot. For him to be back and competing, it was quite a beautiful day and a beautiful thing that he did.
Oh yes, Fabrice Njoba usho ukuthi over the weekend bekunayo le tournament ASRIC Pro AM tournament ledlalwa ngema professionals kanye nema amateurs. Jamie Pennington is one of ema professional golfers lesinawo la ekhaya bekakhona ke over the weekend kule 2-day tournament ledlaliwe. But let's talk about the facility kokuqala, Fabrice. Ngonyene golf course, so refreshing.
To you, Master, what stands? Is it the Zulwini one, the Ngonyeni one, or the Mananga College?
Fabrice, liyase Ngonyeni mina ngishaya ngaphakathi, ngishaya ding dong. In fact, nawubuka lo green wakhona, Fabrice, ngasho nje ukuthi evergreen. Yes, nalamanye ngicabanga ukuthi aku standard, but Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi lokungichaza kakhulu kule tournament lena sibaleka away from le facility.
This young man.
This young man, Mongi Masuku, ngicabanga ukuthi yena ke bekadlala ku amateurs, because njengoba ngishilo ngathi kunema professionals nema amateurs, yena bekadlala kule category ema amateurs. He played very well. In fact, compete even nabo welcome.
Even the nature is confused. Look at how the things are looking beautiful.
Not confused. I still confused. Happy. Yeah, kubukela igolf. Beka compete nabo bo welcome mhlanga. Uyatiwa khona ka golf, but ngicabanga ukuthi yena ugcina winile. In fact, it was his first ever winner. It was first ever a winner in ngicabanga ukuthi the biggest prize khona Galvin.
Yeah. Now talk about people who did well on the day. Mongi, Masuku as the youngest winner of the day, and we also have to listen to himself, Jamie Pennington, who was of course the overall winner of the October Reinsurance Corporation. Listen to Jamie Pennington in the company of Mongi Masuku, the two winners of the day.
It feels really good, the practice. Just working hard. I've been really working hard, and to finally get what I feel like I deserve means a lot. Yeah,
talking about meaning a lot. You are the youngest golfer in this 2-day tournament. Yeah. What does it mean? What does it say to also upcoming young golfers? How does it feel? It feels really good, actually. Like it feels like I'm supposed to be here, I'm supposed to be here. So I feel as if everybody should be given an opportunity. More younger players should be given an opportunity to come out and play and give basically their best shot. Anybody could play. Anybody. Yeah, true. Talking about anybody who can play, your football had your coaches in it. What support were you getting? How did it feel playing with your coaches in a competitive tournament? Yeah, it was, obviously there was slight pressure, but I mean, as long as you just keep to yourself and set out like some goals and basically try and get to them without drought. That's really the importance, the most important thing to do. Lastly, golf has a bug that bites you. I'm sure it has beaten you. That's why you're playing now. Yeah. And the result of that is you getting your first paycheck, which is cash. Yeah. Is that a motivation? Is the paycheck has beaten you to play more golf and compete all the time? Yeah. It's only the beginning. I feel as if I continue to do what I'm doing, continue to put in the work, the paychecks are going to be flooding and they're going to increase more and more. But the hard work needs to be put in if I want to get to where I want to be one day. It's crazy to think that, could actually have a paycheck. But it's motivating because I know that if I can continue with what I'm basically doing, I can get to where I want to be one day. All right, Mongi, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been playing well the last couple of months, and I've been having good results, and I've been improving the whole time. So it was nice to come back and play. And the last time I played here, I struggled a little bit, so I felt like I had to get some revenge on the course, which I felt I did, and I achieved my goal, which was to shoot both days in the 60s. And I played really, really well yesterday, and I played really nicely today on the back nine. So yeah, very, very happy with the 2 days. Yeah, it's nice to come back. Obviously, as an SRIC ambassador, they sponsor it, so it's really nice for me to come back and represent the brand and try and play well for them as well as for myself. And it's also nice to come back and see all my friends and play. The course was in really good condition, and I've had a really busy schedule, so it was nice to come back and see everyone, and then and obviously play well this week and take it back to the last couple of events to end of the year with some good confidence. I think it's improving, definitely. I think the fact that we have these events once a month gives the guys time to play competitively, because it really is different playing competitively versus just playing with your friends for fun or whatever. It's different, it's more serious, there's more pressure. So the more of this we can get, and the more sponsors and the bigger we can get it, the better the players are going to be. And yeah, it was nice to come back and play well, but I think it's definitely an advantage that I'm able to play. I had a tournament this past week in Joburg, so I think the more we can play and the more we do these things, the level's just going to keep improving. There's 3 really, really big events before the end of the year with the European Tour. Huge money events and nice incentives if you play well. I have to pre-qualify for them, but based on my good result last week, I'm into a couple of events just before then. So I'll be playing next week again in Joburg, and then we have 3 really big events to end of the year. So it's a good time to be playing well, and hopefully I can capitalize on the good play and the confidence in these final events of the year.
Beautiful stuff, as you can hear, of course, from himself, Jeremy Pennington, our own professional golfer based in the Republic of South Africa. And once again, congratulations for that achievement. And your busy schedule, as you highlighted, and I think if you do have a chance, check on him on social media. What are things he's highlighted that he has to do before the end of the year? I think we've had him here in the studio a couple of times, and he has emphasized where he wants to take his golf. Now, talk about where he wants to take his golf. There's another young man that who spoke before him, quickly, Mongi Masugu, the confidence of the young man, would see with what he wants to achieve. I tell you, money will be flooding. The confidence, he's dreaming, he's looking to achieve things, he's focused. Sports.
In a confident Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi imqoka kakhulu kuma sports. Uthi finally ukutholile la uva ngathi yena bekadeserve. Lokusho ukuthi ude kule tournament le acabanga vele ukuthi utawina, udeserve ukuwina. So ngiko lele sikhutsatako ukuthi kuma youngsters onke aseka athina kadlala adlale ngeDecember ati ukuthi afuna.
What a shot.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
Maybe even the camera work was also good. Let's congratulate the camera work.
Awesome stuff.
Awesome stuff. That's the way we're rounding up this beautiful show, of course, by this young man, Mongi Masugu. I mean, I think it's going to be another long week in preparation, of course, of the kick of the MTN Premier League. I know you'll be visiting teams to tell us about how they're doing before Thursday show.
Oh yes, Fabrice, Fabrice, khona bengifuna ukukubuda la kuwe kunama outbeka khona bengibona amavoto uhamba phambili, but ngathi kule final nakuza awukho why?
Manje ngasubuthi
No, it's wrong. Ngiyathi sama organizers ayabukela, but it's wrong.
The platform was must akusiya ukuthi ungayiletha lenzawo.
Bese siqoqe ndiFabrice, otherwise ngibonga imali viewers emakhaya ukuthi
They have it, Mr. Tamin, but that's la studio. Thank you very much for being here and telling us more about sporting codes, sporting activities, Shugma programs, under 17 Region 5. A lot is taking place. Don't go anywhere on Thursday. And Tamin is back here live 9 p.m. Tell us about, he's going to be telling about now football activities, what's happening in football, what's happening in the local Premier League. He'll be in the company company of our own also analyst and host, Patrice MCB, live here on Eswatini TV. Don't miss, it's going to be another beautiful show. Otherwise, for me and the entire production crew, we are done for the evening. But to leave you, this is what also you once again missed at Ngwen during the culture competition. Take a look at this. Baltala Kamnaz.